Welcome to the Division I soccer match between Goffstown Grizzlies and the Exeter Blue Hawks. We've got a pretty interesting game here today. Exeter is 8-4-2 and in 8th place. And actually the bigger issue is they've played 3 teams that are likely and probably definitely going to the playoffs, and they've won each of those matches. Today we've got Jared Green doing double duty, both the camera and talking, because Hugh could not quite get here today. So here we go. The game's starting.
All right.
Jared gets his chance to say all the things that he's been pent up inside for 4 years of watching us do this. Looks like we got a Goffstown throw.
Big game for us today.
Well, I think it's a big game. I mean, I think you had mentioned that Goffstown, depending on how they do the next 2 games, could end up anywhere from 9th to 15th. Right. And I think we'd really like to avoid the 15th spot for sure.
Although 15 does get us into the playoffs.
Yeah, right, which we didn't get to last year.
Right.
And I think at the beginning of the year, wasn't that everyone's goal? Is, you know, if we could make the playoffs, that'd be a successful season.
Yeah.
They're playing on the turf, a little bit bigger, similar lineup that we've seen lately. Trevor smartly plays it back. We may have a little trouble on the commentary today because Hugh's the only one that really knows about soccer, and the rest of us don't.
Don't give away the secrets,
yeah,
Joe.
I know.
I don't think they knew that.
And plus, we don't want Hugh to get a big head, even though he is the voice of Grizzly soccer. No, here comes a run here. Looks like it's going to be a corner.
He won't watch this game if he's not on it, so we're fine.
Oh, I bet he will. It's a lot better than that. You remember the Memorial game where he came late? And we just had you taping and me talking until Hugh got here. And you don't realize how much Hugh talks until he's missing.
He's not talking.
Yeah, I don't have that many words that I know to keep it going. Here comes the corner. Good service.
Got to clear that.
Yeah, and that's actually what got us in trouble in that in the Girton game. They had the same thing, and there was a corner, and we didn't pull up, and then all of a sudden they bang one in.
That Girton game was very frustrating in my view.
Oh, I think it was very frustrating. It was a game, I mean, a lot of the other ties we had, you felt good coming out of there. Yeah. That was one you certainly did not.
Right.
And now we're kind of scrambling, to stay out of those low spots where a win there, I mean, probably would have at least guaranteed we wouldn't have been in the 14th, 15th spot.
Yeah.
Here they go, they're attacking. Good job by Caleb. He might even keep it in. Nope.
Let's see if they have a designated thrower inner.
And again, big field. Oh, maybe they could use one.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot, though. Oh, yeah, they're going to be a throw-in. Well, I think it's pretty. So they go for a lot of the shorter throws for sure.
We'll see if they do that with the goalkeeper like Bedford did.
Right.
Everything under control.
So Exeter does have really good spacing. You look at them, they're really spreading the field.
Yep.
And Isaac gets to do his version of a chase. Ooh, see both. It's a nice job by Nick Martin working back.
Great vantage point up here for us.
Oh my God! And what another beautiful day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for our last season, this is the way to go out. Yeah. We've had good weather for every game. Let's hope it keeps up that way.
Last time we were here was a playoff game 2 years ago, and I remember the weather was horrible. Up here, we had I think a tent over us, blowing in the breeze.
I was fortunate I was traveling that game, so I missed that. But that was the semi against Wyndham, right?
Yeah, that we ended up losing. Yeah.
Yeah. To who we thought was going to be the eventual champ, and they were not. They got upset in the final.
Yeah.
I think they heard an inadvertent whistle there from the other field. Miles will let that one go.
Joe, I think I'm better videotaping while I'm talking than I was.
Well, you kind of have to follow the game, right?
Yeah, usually I'm looking backwards and looking up in the sky.
I know we joked about it before, but the one time that you guys let me do it, and for the second half, I would just left the camera in one spot and I kept watching the game. That wasn't good. That wasn't good video. And then I was reassigned.
It was good video every 10 seconds.
Right. Well, unfortunately, I think I left it in the wrong end, and it was that year when we weren't keeping the ball on the other side very well. But you could hear everyone talking about it, so you could use your imagination, which I don't think kids today do enough. So
yeah.
I was really trying to.
It was intentional on
That's
your
right. That was a nice pass back. Oh, we got to watch that run. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got a little bit ugly down there, and once the rebound came out, there wasn't much anyone could do. Got the first save.
Yeah. I think we should say, oh dear, because that's what he would say.
That's what he would say.
Yeah.
He would definitely give that an oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had a chance to play from behind a ton this year, actually. Most of the games we've either had an early lead or there's been no scoring.
Yep.
There's only been a couple games where we've played from behind, and certainly not many where it's been early.
Right.
The wind is playing with that ball a little. It really hangs it up. They might be able to hear it on our headsets.
Yeah.
The wind is kind of whipping behind us. There's Renault. Miles will clear that one. Well, I think we knew we were going to be in for one today. I mean, Exeter's had 3 quality wins in their last games. They beat North, South, and Londonderry all in that frame.
Yeah.
And all of those teams are kind of moving up in the standings.
Luckily, they didn't play East or West.
That's right. There was none of those left. There we go. You can hear Coach Leverin begging him to find feet.
I think I've heard that once or twice before.
Yes. I think the difference is it looks like this Exeter team can make you pay for your mistakes. We've made mistakes in other games,
Yeah.
and luckily the other teams haven't capitalized on them. But so far, it looks like this Exeter team may be a little more opportunistic.
It's a big word.
Yeah. I mean, Hugh's not here, so we can't use the really big words.
No, right.
Yeah.
Looks like we're all healthy today.
I don't see anyone. Yeah, it looks like we
bench.
are. Looks like Casey Foytho in for Borges. Casey's actually brought some really good energy the last couple games.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Lily joined us.
Yep.
Just taking a little nap.
On the scoreboard. She may have a lot of work to do today, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife about it on the way over, how we could be shorthanded, and she said, well, how hard can it be? We don't score a lot of goals. We don't give a lot up. And I said, it's still a difficult job.
Yeah.
Lily does a great job at it.
Yeah. She wouldn't understand.
No.
Kim wouldn't
no.
understand. Decent crowd here.
Yeah, good crowd for an
huge-
early game, too. It was a 3:30
right.
game.
Right. Huge stadium. Bleachers on both sides.
Oh, I'm sure if this was a football game, it would be banged out, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to be offsides. How could he not be off? Wow. We'll have to watch the tape on that one, but I think he was well offsides.
Yeah. Did you see the tape on that foul in the box in overtime against BG yet? Have you seen the tape?
I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, he was 2 full steps inside the box.
Yeah, I knew he was in. I mentioned that to son number 1.
Yeah.
And he just said to me, he says, you're never getting that call in the box. I said, I guess, but
Yeah.
when it's a scoring opportunity and you get brought down in the box, that's why they call it. It was obviously a clear foul. It wasn't
Yeah.
one that was a question mark. Another corner. I mean, clearly Exeter's carrying the pressure here.
Yeah.
Oh, good job by Miles. The Exeter player must have been looking right up into the sun from where the sun is.
Yeah.
It's literally right behind us.
I saw Miles squinting in warm-ups when he faced this way. I know it's going to be tough.
This Exeter team kind of started out slow this year, but they're really playing some of their best soccer right now. And to be honest with you, I think they're one of the most complete teams we've seen other than Central and Bedford so far.
They just look good.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but they look good.
Yeah, their spacing's good. They intercept a lot of balls. They don't, they just seem like a well-coached and well-coached team.
Yeah. New coach this year, right?
That's right. It's a good step. But again, they're right there to.
Uh-oh.
That's a good run.
Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. There you can hear some fans saying, keep making those runs. That was a pretty good run.
Wow. We haven't seen a lot of teams that can complete runs.
No.
We see a lot of teams trying, but rarely do they actually
Yeah, I
connect.
think the scoring has been really tough this year.
Yeah.
Just not a lot of scoring. And I wish I could say it was just because of our stellar defense, but when you look at scores across the league, there's obviously some teams that have been taking the brunt of it, but for the most part, most of the games are pretty competitive. Including Pinkerton just went up and had a 2-2 tie with Hanover.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think Spalding is up to 4 goals for and 71 against.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine if your kid was the goalie on that team?
Yeah.
He'd be like gun shy. Oh, they go get it. That's a good step. That's the thing about soccer, though. You could be dominated for the first beginning of this game, and you get one opportunity and put it in, and it's a different ball game.
Love to know what happened with Pinkerton and Hanover.
Oh, I would have loved to see that. But Hanover had a loss to Timberlane too, up in Hanover. So they've had a couple of those, but I think they're still one of the favorites. And that's kind of why these games are important for us.
Yeah.
You'd
Stay
really
away.
like to avoid, those top 4 teams for sure. Obviously, you avoid the top team no matter what because they get to bye the first game. But I don't think you want to mess with Central, Hanover. Josh almost got that one. Exeter throw.
Did Josh start or is he?
He started.
sub
Nope, he started. Yep. But as a midi.
Oh, okay. And is Nicholas a midi too?
Yeah, he is on the other side. Yep. So I think they were just playing one up top, Foytho. What's different is it looks like Morgan is playing more of a attacking mid in the middle rather than on the side, which he's been playing the side. So
I wondered after the BG game if Renault would see more time up front.
wasn't that a great goal?
Phenomenal.
It was like he's been scoring goals his whole life. That reminded me of, it was like a baby Sammy Heidenreich right there.
Can you imagine that? A baby Sammy Heidenreich. That's something to think about.
That is something to think about.
We could use one in 18 years or 16, 14 years maybe.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice run. See if we can get across. It's a smart play back. Didn't quite trap it. It's going to be a blue throw.
Looks like they have a ball boy on the other side, but not on this side.
I don't know, the person in the...
She didn't have, when the ball came up into the stands.
She wasn't interested.
she deferred politely.
Looks like we got some subs coming in now. Nick Amaretta. Trying to see who else came in. Maybe Jackson.
Mason?
Yeah, Mason. I don't know what Jackson is. Jackson been in the whole time?
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I think he's in now.
Yeah.
He might have been one of the subs that came in. Again, Hugh usually pays very close attention.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, we're normally on the same side where the subs are coming in,
right?
Which makes it a little bit easier. This is a big field. Oh, he's hugging him. Yeah, come on now. There we go. A lot of love in Exeter. Go get it, Nick. Go get it. Not quite wide enough.
Feels like things have calmed down a little bit from the beginning.
Yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah, at least the ball's down on this side sometime,
Yeah.
Which it wasn't at the beginning at all. But they're really patient. They really just stay wide.
It's another example of a huge bench, too.
Yeah. Hey, we've seen a lot of teams like that. I think you were saying you looked on their website and it looked like they had multiple JV teams.
Yeah. They had different color JV teams, at least listed, blue and white.
That must be nice. I mean, they must be one of the bigger schools in NHIA, I would think.
Yeah.
Oh, they got numbers here.
That's
a good pass.
That's trouble.
Yep, there we go. Goal number 2.
Mercy.
Yeah, mercy for sure. You saw that building. We've got to help a little more on defense. You had Caleb basically taking on 3 guys, and those aren't good numbers. But I'm sure Coach is saying, figure it out, right? Figure it out.
Yep.
But not the start we were looking for sure.
Maybe Hugh knew something when he
Didn't
bailed
come.
out of this one.
Yeah. He's a front runner, apparently. I guarantee if Hugh could be here, he would have been here. He wasn't happy when he saw the makeup date.
No, that's right.
I don't think I would have made the first date, but today was a little easier.
Yeah.
It's a good job by Jackson. To be honest, even in the last game, we didn't look great on defense. We gave up some opportunities, and even early in the game that they didn't score on.
Yeah.
But it looks like this is a little more talented team that's going to take advantage of those.
I agree.
Where most of the season, the defense clearly has been the one that carried the team.
Yeah.
There you go, Casey.
Especially the goalie, I think.
Yeah, the goalie. Yeah. The goalie would probably like us to score about 6 more goals. I would. Oh, leave it. Yeah, go get it. That's how he got his goal in BG, right?
Yeah.
Keeper dropped the ball, and I saw Nick and his parents after the BG game, and I said he's going to get recruited from someone in Nashua. He's got a couple goals and an assist. He's been involved, I think, in every goal we've scored in that stadium, except for Renault's.
Yeah.
There was no one involved in that one but Renault.
Yeah.
He did it all by himself.
Looks like Brotherton coming in, and
Colby's in too.
Colby
Yeah.
Bartolucci. Yep.
Yep.
Do I have to assume the last name only role here?
No.
Like Hugh?
No. We just let Hugh do that, but we can call him all by the first name. The fact of the matter is we don't know any of the other teams' names,
Yeah.
and I find the first names easier for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they know who we're talking about. Oh. And they had numbers coming up again.
Yeah.
Miles is earning his money today.
Well, it's about time.
So hopefully everyone's going to mark up.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, nice job by Tiago. There was a Exeter player right there. Kind of a brick wall.
Must have learned that one from Isaac.
Yeah, that's the Isaac move. Yep.
Even when Isaac doesn't mean to do that, it looks like he's doing it.
You know, we've had a couple costly errant passes on this side,
Yeah.
which we're certainly not getting away with. I think part of the problem is you look at how well spaced they are, though. You just can't boot it up. There's going to be a blue player around it somewhere.
Yeah, and they're chasing everything on blue. BG gave us a lot more room to maneuver.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh,
Which way?
They're calling Exeter on it. I thought that was the old no call there, but
Yeah.
we'll take it. Maybe they feel bad for us. I'm not against sympathy.
Nope.
It was a smart play by Tiago. They don't give you a lot of time. If you don't trap it well.
They've given up very few goals, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, not
less
a ton.
than 10, I think.
Yep, and I think more of those were early in the season too.
Yeah.
I think they're playing really well. They had a new coach, so maybe the first couple games you're getting used to new systems and.
I think we owe it to our listeners to let them know if they hear a loud explosion, there seems to be a gas leak somewhere below us.
Yeah, it definitely does smell like propane, doesn't it?
Propane gas all around us. So
we should probably let Lily go somewhere else. She's the only one we care about.
Right.
You've probably got good insurance.
I do. Actually.
I guarantee you, my wife would be a much greater benefit with me not around.
Insurance or nothing. She's
right.
still.
Yeah. She'd miss me. I tell her that all the time.
She has every time she shot at you so far.
Let's see if we can start to string something together. About 18 minutes left. Not one of our best games to start with.
I feel like we looked better against Central and Bedford than we have so far today.
I don't know. I rewatched that Bedford game. We were very fortunate. We could have given up eight goals that game.
Maybe that's what I meant. We looked very fortunate against them.
Yeah. I thought the Central game we did, other than that first couple minutes when we were terrible.
Yeah.
You know, I think after that they really calmed down and played there. But that Bedford game, we were very lucky. And some good goaltending on top of that, but we gave up some chances. And then they kind of backed off a little bit once they had the lead. Because they probably saw our scores and they knew we weren't going to.
We were not a threat at that point.
To get a crooked number for us is an act of God. There you go, Casey.
Now the wind's whipping up.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Seems to be blowing straight across the field.
As a flag, the funny thing is the flags in the corner aren't even moving. So I don't know whether we're just in a little cyclone
tunnel
up here or what.
Maybe it has to do with the natural gas explosion that's about to occur.
I know, maybe we should move to the other side at halftime.
If we make it. We get workers' comp for an injury on this job, don't we?
Yeah, I think that was part of our last contract that we signed. Yep.
Or our estates will, anyway.
You probably know a lawyer that could help him with that.
Well, if I'm gone, it won't help. I won't be able to.
You don't think anyone in your, in your firm would have your back?
Well,
or they're just glad to get rid of you?
As long as I'm gone, they will, yeah.
There we go. Let's see if we can string together a few passes. A little bit of a big touch. Ooh, big
collision.
Big collision. You worry a little bit about that with
Cole.
Cole, because he had the concussion issues.
Yes.
Looks like Joe's coming back in for Trevor.
Yep. Feels like Isaac's been out for a while.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Nope, they took him when he came out for Casey. I think they like what Casey's giving them right now.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, on the bigger field like this,
Yeah.
you know, Casey's got a little more speed than Isaac does, and
Yep.
so there could be some of that, or who knows? They could just be saving him.
I think they're probably contemplating a goalkeeper change here too, and
Well, that could be. Yeah, maybe they're keeping him.
go
keeping
to the
him
hot
up.
hand.
He had a blast that game.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was funny.
fun.
I found my, that's going to be my 2016 championship game. That's the one I'll rewatch from this season. Who knows if they win the championship, and maybe not. But that could be the game that I watch and repeat.
Yeah. At least you've got one in the can if you need it.
That's right. Yeah, it's good to have. And I was worried about that. Because generally watching a bunch of ties isn't a lot of fun. I have no idea what the record is for the most amount of ties in a season, but we've got to be close to it.
Yeah.
That's a good step by Cole. Not a bad ball. Oh, that's trouble. Yep. There you go. Get a throw. Should see if Lily can get any of her friends to give us an update on the
field
hockey playoff game. So if you see any of those, Lily, let us know.
We'll check at halftime for sure.
They're playing Bow today in a home game in Division II playoff. I don't know how they got lucky and got to stay down in Division II, where the rest of us got to come up and get whooped in one.
Miles said if they win today, they play on Sunday. Does that make any sense?
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't remember.
Yeah, normally it's kind of Saturdays.
Yeah, he might have been wrong, but he thought it was Sunday.
Could be. Oh, not quite. Yeah, they're going to call him underneath. Well, here we go. This is something where it's not a bad spot for a free kick. See if someone can do something with it.
We don't have much up.
Oh, I see. It's one where if they're not going to play Jackson, you play Jackson.
All right.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a good move. Yeah, we got to hit that. We got to crash a little better than that.
We do? You and me?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Well, we wouldn't be very good at that.
I could crash.
I could crash into someone, but to get all the way there.
Where do you think Isaac learned? Probably from both of us over the years, from basketball.
That's what I was thinking. You remember all the times in basketball when they were just little tiny kids? Speaking of that, I should send you the picture. I broke my mug at the office, so I pulled one of the old ones out, and it's from, I don't know what grade. They must have been like first grade or something. And we had Isaac, Nicholas. I don't think Miles was on that team.
Yeah.
But like Parker Fay.
TJ?
Yep, TJ was on that team. It was co-ed. There were some girls in there too. It was so funny just watching a picture of them. I took a picture of it and sent it to Isaac earlier today. I'll have to show you the picture. But Isaac didn't look real thrilled to be at the picture at all.
Yeah.
And he had Nick Martin sitting right in front of him. And I don't think either one of those were excited. But as you can imagine, Parker Fay was very excited. Ooh, dangerous cross. Nice job by Jackson to get that out. Now we got to pop up. Oh, what a save. And kept it in. Nice job. That was a great shot.
Wow. Miles was on a team coached by Jerry and Lori Haynes back then. So Maddie Haynes was on his team.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack Kelly.
Yep.
Another cast of characters, I'm sure.
Oh, it was fun. We used to have, when we did a travel team when the boys were like in 5th grade, we used to have Megan Cram come and play with us a lot. Yeah. And she just whooped on those boys.
Oh, yeah. It's good for them.
Yeah, they were still little. Like the boys, in 5th grade mostly, especially the ones on our team, were pretty small on the older kids' team. But, oh, my goodness. But she turned into quite a player and playing at, she's playing at Assumption now.
Oh, wow.
Yep, doing really well.
That's great.
Went to star at BG, won a couple championships over there in basketball.
Yep. Traditional powerhouse for women's basketball.
Women's basketball, for sure. And I think they said, that coach never coached before. When he took that job, he had never coached basketball before, and he had coached a sport, and I forget whether it was lacrosse or it was something, and he never really did it. And then went there and did really well. There we go. Isaac's coming back in. Andy's coming out.
Renault, I don't know if he was in, but he's now in. So
there you go, Nick.
Mutton Harry coming in, or whatever. Mutton Jeff? I can't remember.
Yeah, they're definitely switching it up a little. So Isaac's coming back and playing midfield, and they moved Morgan back to the outside.
So just a couple steps until Isaac's back in goal.
He has got to play a lot of different positions this year.
Yeah.
So I told him that's better than the position he's most suited for, left out. That was more of a baseball saying. Doesn't play as well in soccer, but
Oh, it works.
Yeah.
We get the point.
no, he's had a good time and a good run. All these, there's 12 seniors on the team. We'll hear more about it tomorrow on senior night for sure, but 12 seniors, so it's quite a group. And we've had most of these kids, Hughes coached a lot of them in Tri-Town when they were, what were they, U10s?
Probably,
something like that, right around there?
Yep. Before we even came to the middle school, I think.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Then we brought our kids over, and they had to start a B team because our kids were there. Not for Miles. He got to be on the A team, but, for the other. Oh, no, was Miles on the team with us too? He might have double rostered. Maybe he did.
I think he did.
Yeah, we were dominant in that Tri-Town year.
My bribe was only good enough to get him onto the, split contract.
Well, the only way I could get Isaac on the team was I had to agree to coach. The B team. That was a lot of fun, actually. That team we had a great time. Oh, there we go. So we get a goal kick. Foytho coming out now. And Josh coming back in. So Josh will stay playing up top. Isaac will stay at midfield. They move Renault up, too, as more of an attacking mid.
Yeah.
So maybe he is going for his goal.
Might as well.
Kept Jackson back as the holding mid. I meant to send that, tell Reno about that goal and tell him to watch it on GTV. Hopefully he has.
Renault's one of the faithful viewers, I think, so probably they do. If you're listening to us, Reno.
It was a good one.
It was a beauty.
Thank goodness he takes some skills from his mother.
Thank God all of these kids do.
Well, let's see if we can string something together. About 7 minutes left in the first half. I think certainly the turf suits Exeter as well. Nice job, Miles. Oh, the wind is definitely playing with the ball, too.
My toupee blew off, so I realized the problem.
That's blown off years and years ago. That ship has sailed.
Why didn't you tell me years ago? I've been going through life like this.
Well, off the turf, those are a little more nerve-wracking than you want.
Hugh was ready to scream, "Oh dear," in the middle of whatever meeting he's in, just by habit there.
We'll have to update Hugh at the halftime for sure. I don't know what the kids are going to do. Hugh's not going to tell them what they weren't doing right. When they watch this tape, they're going to feel lost.
Maybe they'll gain an enormous measure of confidence, thinking that maybe they're not as bad as they thought.
Or they'll just realize the commentators that are there don't really want to tell them to do much better because they know, we wouldn't be able to. Good step. There you go. Play it back.
Oh, you meant
There
to
you
our
go.
you meant to our team play it back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, we're spaced a little better. Look at that. We're using 3/4 of the field right now up front, which is good.
I've only got 9 guys in my camera shot at any given time. Whoa.
Yeah, Joe comes flying in.
That was a volleyball play right there. Maybe get him.
We were still
recruited.
teasing Isaac about his volley when he was in goal, and he hit that one like it was a volleyball instead of,
Yeah.
grabbing it or doing whatever a goalie should do, but I'm pretty sure it's not that.
Ooh.
Did he touch it? Yep, corner.
We haven't seen shots from deep like that very much this
No.
year that have been dangerous. Most of them have not.
No, they haven't been anywhere near the net,
Right.
but they've put some on that have been dangerous. I don't know whether that one would have been in, but it was close enough.
Yeah.
Here comes another corner. Eventually, you give up this many corners, you're going to be in trouble. Nice job by Miles knocking it out. Now the boys pushed up. That's better. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's definitely an oh dear.
That was suboptimal.
So we're below 5 minutes. They stopped at 5 minutes here.
They're wrong.
Rookies.
Wrong.
I mean, they may be good soccer players, but
No.
Lily probably go set them straight in between periods.
The shadows are starting to creep over midfield for us here.
I mean, you can see the players on the
You
bench.
can see us.
Yeah. The players on the bench, they've got their hands in front of their eyes. They can't see anything. Bunch of subs coming in, it looks like.
I see Trevor.
Trevor, maybe Joey?
Nicholas.
Oh, yeah, it's Nicholas. Yep, it's Nicholas and
Is that Foytho on the?
that's what I think it's Foytho,
Yeah.
too, yep.
Uh-oh.
That's a good ball. If he can keep it in, and he does. Nifty little trap. Yeah, good job working back. Oh, had a little bit of his
take
jersey.
it all the way. It's going to go all the way. There he goes. Nothing?
Nothing there. Wow. Usually when the hands get extended, you'll get a call.
Wow.
Oh, it looks like we're switching things up. Isaac's moving back now.
So it is Joey. It was not Foytho. It's Joey
Joey and Nick.
and Nick and Trevor.
Trevor. And it looks like Jackson came out. Isaac's going to Holden mid. Coach is trying to mix some things up, seeing if he can get some offense going here.
At least things have stabilized slightly.
Yeah, they've still had some pretty good chances.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
know.
Miles had a great save, and then they just missed the net.
Seems like the crowd's getting even bigger. Oh, is that the football team over there?
I'm thinking
Exeter?
that's the football team,
Yeah.
yep. Probably waiting to get on the field
That's right.
because this was a makeup game, so I'm
Yep.
sure it wasn't. They're a good passing team, Exeter.
I think this is going to be a tough team in the playoffs.
I do too. Nice job by Miles. Yeah, playing it short, good. Nobody's up. Get us a little time.
Just hit the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, covered though. Look at. Yeah, they just cover the field well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another good pass.
Ooh.
Good job. Good punt. Oh, good job by Josh.
Get a shot here at least.
I don't know. Have we had a shot on goal?
I don't remember.
I can't think of one.
Their goalie. I don't remember their.
They're definitely letting some pushing in the back go by up there.
Sounds like the girls are winning 3-1. The girls field hockey team.
Oh, that's good. They don't usually score a ton of goals, I don't think.
They had a tough game with
Bo just last week, right?
Yep.
And I think they played them in the preseason, and there was a close game there too.
So maybe we're cheating this time.
And
if so, we applaud it.
Maybe we took some tape. Maybe we got the Spygate will be the next thing.
So you think there's a guy like Hugh that tapes the Bo games and we're watching them all?
Could be. Well, I'm pretty sure that we probably give people good tape to watch for other teams in this league. I'm not sure it's self-serving.
Yeah, I'd say mediocre tape and decent commentary, but
that's the half. First I thought it was offsides, and I'm like, he missed that. That wasn't offsides, but then they just blew it dead. Well, it's a little bit of a rough first half. We're down a couple goals. Probably fortunate it's not more than that, and we're going to have to sustain a little bit of pressure to try to get back in this game. So I think we'll sign off for now, and we'll see you at the beginning of the second half. Well, we're ready to start the second half. Hopefully a better half for Goffstown than it was in the first. Let's hope the field was tilted in that direction, and we'll get a few more opportunities. Exeter starts with the ball. Right to Miles. He can play that one. That was a little closer than anyone wanted, I think. Playing it short to Trev. It's good movement by Martin.
I can hear a lot of talk from Borges, too.
So just like my house.
That's what your wife says. A lot of talk from Borges.
I think, Jared, you said you had an update on the field hockey game today.
What we've learned is that our team is leading. The girls from Goffstown are leading 3-1
against Bo.
Against Bo in a playoff win-or-go-home game. Goals we've heard being scored by Michaela Strickless and Grace Taylor. We don't have the name of the third scorer yet, but we're endeavoring to get that kind of detail for you.
That would be good. It's always nice to have a playoff win. Another good run by Exeter. And it's going to be a throw-in.
Do you think our GTV colleagues who are taping the girls' game are carefully keeping track of our game as well?
I bet you if we had a playoff game, maybe they would.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, regular season game, they're probably concentrating on the winner go home.
Yep.
Against a very competitive Bo team. I think they've played them quite twice pretty tight this year. Oh, boy. Nice, good job, Tiago.
Yeah. Seen that a lot this year.
Yeah.
Tiago coming in.
Cleaning up the mess.
Yep. I was excited when I got here that the sun was going to be behind me, but now
for once
it's blocking.
Wow. Oh, nice. Good thing he got that. Did you see who was on the other side of him?
Yeah.
Oof, we may want to mark him on the other side, I think, boys.
The sun's over my shoulder now, and I can't see.
Oh, you can't see the view screen,
yes.
Which is probably worse, actually, right?
It makes it difficult, yeah.
We were talking at halftime. I think this Exeter team is a very good team. Ooh. Good job, Trev. Corner. Not the corner. I don't know how many corners they've had.
Yeah.
I know how many we've had.
Yeah, I do too. Even I can count that high. 0, right?
Are they given maybe just a stern talking to? No card?
That's
it was Nick
talking
Martin.
to Nick, too.
Yeah. So that must have been somewhere off the play because Trevor was the one that was involved in the play.
Right.
Here comes another corner.
Whoa.
Good job by Trevor.
Unless it was mistaken identity.
Yeah. He just looked guilty. Oh, not quite the trap you're looking for. There's probably a fancy name on what that trap's supposed to be called, but again, Hugh's not here.
We'll just call it the DeBrule.
Yeah. I think you guys are going to miss this next year if you don't do it. I was talking to Kim on the way in, and I think you guys should still do the games. I mean, I don't know who else is going to step up and do it.
Well,
oh,
yikes.
That's a field goal. Those aren't good parking spots there, huh? At the end of that.
We have some of those at our field, for the JV field as
well.
well.
The JV field. Matter of fact, there's been a couple broken windows on that one I know about. So you guys going to sign up for your next year, you think?
Still to be determined. Lily's thinking of playing field hockey again next year, so I might.
Oh, good.
Might be on that.
I said she should
crew.
play this year.
Yeah.
Nice play.
Hugh's got swimming.
He's got swimming. That's right. Yep.
So I can't let him have all the fun.
I wonder if they'll tape swimming.
I think he said he was, didn't he?
He did.
You weren't believing.
There's only so many cameras.
Yeah. Well, they won't need ours.
That's true. Unless someone else steps up. Who knows?
Yeah. Stranger things have happened. Oh, drive it.
There we go, boys. I totally thought that was going out to Nick Martin.
So did I.
I don't know. You were standing right there. I'm like, oh, that's a great spot. And then you realize that, I don't know whether someone hit it or.
I thought it was a visual issue with my viewfinder, but you saw it in real time, too.
That was a good job staying on side. We're not generating a ton more offense right now.
Not yet.
Looks like Morgan in for Martin. Josh trying to keep it in. I think he did. Oh, good hustle by Josh. Ran right around him.
I haven't had a chance to register my agreement with you all year about how well our guys battle every game, every minute of every game, but it's so true.
Oh,
so nice to watch.
I mean, that's why. I mean, it's an amazing number of ties. 6 ties in a year, 7 overtime games. You know, you don't do that if you don't at least try. And you know, I think we know we're not always the most soccer skilled team that's out there, but they stay in all these games against teams that you know are probably a little deeper from people that are true soccer players. So that's why I've enjoyed watching it. I know sometimes it's frustrating because the passes aren't clean and the traps aren't good, but
it's not always pretty.
For me, I'm not pretty, so. Oh boy, that might have been an own goal there. That's unfortunate. Oh, those are the tough ones.
Yeah, but on the bright side, the gas smell is back, so we're not long for this world anyway.
Put us out of our misery.
We're going to get an explosion all the way back to New Boston, I think. Get a free trip back to New Boston.
I hope someone's on that, you know.
We might be better off if they're not.
Well, now we need to get a little luck now. I mean, how many games have we scored 3 goals in? I can think of the Portsmouth game and the Pinkerton game. Was there another one?
No.
And those were against teams that are not high up in the standings.
No. Or in the standards either.
Or the standards, no. Looks like DeBrule coming in for Renault. Josh coming out for Nick. And Joe coming out.
Cole.
Cole coming in, right.
Yep. It's good to see Cole back healthy.
Oh, it is,
playing. Yeah. I've been impressed by him this year.
For a kid that never played in the field.
Right,
I mean, I'm trying to think on JV, because Isaac was on JV with him for a couple of years, and I don't think he ever played in the field. Yeah. He was always in the goal, and I think he's given him good contribution. Along with Colby on defense, both of those guys have gotten a lot of time. But I think this is a little tougher team than some of the other teams we faced. That's a smart play. Got a little time, Trev. I guess it was out of bounds. I guess I missed that. We should have been paying attention. The JV game's going on directly behind us. We probably could have got an idea of how they're doing.
I may be videotaping the JV game.
I think you are.
I can't really tell. So.
Oh, we just scored.
All right. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
At the JV game, unfortunately. Lily looked up. She was excited. She was taking a little nap. She thought she had to get busy on her scoreboard, but no.
Wow, big kick.
Big kick. I think the wind's definitely going a little more that direction.
Yeah.
You could see when Miles was punting them in the first half, they seemed to hang up a little more than they have for him this year. He almost found Isaac's big head there.
I think that's our first punt from the Exeter goalie.
He has not been busy. But maybe he's bored and not paying attention, right?
We can only hope.
Yeah, I mean, one of our big problems is we're not really building attacks. You know, we're passing a lot to the teams in blue. There you go, Tiago. Oh, go get it, Isaac.
Call it.
There we go. You got a penalty outside the box, though. They're going to call it outside.
Of course.
That was definitely a foul, I think. I think Isaac was...
Well, it's hard to knock that thing down.
Oh, I thought he was going to play it quick. He could take someone's head off.
Where is the box? Isn't the...
I think that's... So it's literally right on the line. It's that yellow line, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There it is.
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh.
Nick picking up the garbage. There we go.
Excellent.
That's why that third goal we gave up is kind of big. You know, you get in there and you make it 2-1, but it was nice. You know, Nick's had a couple goals that way this year. And that's, you know, you got to crash the net, and that's one thing, especially for a freshman, that he does all the time.
Yeah, you're right. For a freshman, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, it is. I remember Jake's. When he was a sophomore, he played up there, and that was like his only role. He didn't play a ton because he was in his only. That's what he did. And I was talking to a spectator in the stands that I used to coach with, and that's what he always said. He said, "Well, at least that kid always hustles in after every ball," and that's what Nick does.
Don't give it back
No,
now.
You can't give it back here.
Well, we could.
Good job, Tiago, cleaning up that mess.
I feel like Tiago could be a college soccer player.
I think, I don't know, if what I heard was right, that Keene State might have been looking at him the last game, which would be great.
Yeah.
Of course, Coach Loverin's son plays for Keene State, and Noah played for Keene State as well, who was, of course, on that 2016 team. Well, you just can't stop Isaac. You just got to hope and contain him.
Ooh.
Oh, just needed it a little. He needed it to be on the other side of 14 there.
He was playing the wind, I think.
Yeah, he actually had Ronnie Morgan on that side. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a Keene State connection. A couple kids from Ware played. I think Chase, who was the goalie, I think played for them for a little while.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
What a play by Miles. I'll tell you, that outside defender has to come in there. We've given a couple of those runs up. That was a great save by Miles.
That's what he looks like trying to get dinner most nights.
He's got to box you out?
Not me. The dogs.
Oh, that's, yeah. Andy Mason gives you some of that hustle too. I mean, you talk about. Honestly, I think the biggest difference between this year and last year is really the contribution you get from some of the subs that come in. Yeah, they play really big minutes. He plays a few more people this year, I think, than he did last year. And you get nice contributions when those guys come in. They kind of change it up. Oh, Foytho almost had that. Good job, Trev. Nice to see Trevor looking like the old Trevor again. I think they're going to need it for the playoffs. But like you said, we need some points. We don't want to be the 15th seed in the playoffs. So maybe they'll scrap back into this one. Never came in.
I feel like it'd be nice if we had more success in our throw-ins. I feel like our throw-ins are 75% go right to the other team immediately.
And I know that's one of the things Hugh always says, look back, look back.
Yeah.
This team's actually covering them better, but most of the teams we play, they all move up and then we throw the ball up there. But you can see there when we have a throw-in, they're actually playing for that back pass. I think it's just a very well-coached team, honestly. They're skilled, they're well-coached. Opportunistic.
They're very blue.
They're blue. I'm not a big blue fan.
It's taken all these years for us to learn that about you?
Yeah. Of course, I'm a Conval alum, right? So we had the yellow and some blue going on there. And so once I converted to Goffstown Red, I was done.
Conval sports are doing really well, it seems like.
I think they really benefited from the teams moving up to Division One.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were always one of those teams that could be competitive. And they'd be competitive for a couple of years and then they'd fall back. But now I think they can be competitive most of the time. They just had their first loss of the year against Lebanon yesterday.
Right. There was a familiar name from that Lebanon team that was a freshman when we
played them.
Logan Fazano or something.
Yeah, that's right. There was in the article. There was an article in the paper about him today.
Yeah, I remember him from the championship season.
That was a great championship game. I don't know if I've mentioned that.
No, I hadn't heard anything about that.
Really good game. And on GTV.
No.
Yeah.
You'd think I would have heard about that by now. Oh, well, maybe I should start listening.
You should watch it. And then they watch him come back to the school in the bus.
Oh.
It literally brings tears to my eyes.
Wow.
Tiago coming out. We don't see that often.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
That's a long one.
That is a long one. And too much blue on that. Good job, Miles. I don't know, maybe Miles should get on the recruiting trail for soccer goalies in college.
I'm thinking volleyball, the way he plays in the air.
Yeah. Well, the volleyball team is always looking for more players.
He should rebound a little better in basketball this year.
Well, he does need to put a little meat on him for that. See, in volleyball, they like those tall, skinny kids. You don't have to be beefy.
If you want to see a tall, skinny kid, see Jack Kelly.
I don't know how you don't call that. Yeah, Jack Kelly, he is. I mean,
Jack's tall now. He's got to be 6'3", good 6'3".
130?
No, he says 165, but I don't know about that.
Oh, good step by Jackson.
Jackson's been quiet today.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There's a foul there. They've had a couple of those. They came into Isaac Hard over there. They just came into Casey Hard. That's a good quick service.
Very nice.
Ronnie's got it. Now someone, come on, pop up.
Get a corner,
Isaac, give him a choice.
Oof.
I know it'd be nice to get a corner, huh? You heard the Exeter team yelling no corner, so they clearly focus on that. We haven't had one yet. Not that we're super dangerous on corners.
They must be eavesdropping on us up here.
They probably are.
That must be the problem.
So do you think when other people use these as, tapes when they're trying to learn against other people, they just turn the volume off? Like if someone is going to get the first round opponent of Exeter and they want to watch a game.
Yeah. I think
my guess is they're not seeing a lot of commentary.
I think the answer to that is that it would be a great psychological experiment to determine who does listen
Right.
and who doesn't. I think that would tell a lot about your psychological.
I agree. You look at the number of
Strengths and
views some of
weaknesses.
these games get, and it just doesn't make sense. Oh, keep going. I'm going to call it the other way. To me, I'd say that was a little unlucky, but we weren't that close to it.
The viewer can decide for himself or herself,
That's right.
assuming that I wasn't focused on the JV football game that's 2 miles away at this point. Like you had a little time to play that.
Well, that was a nifty little kick there. Well, it does go to show you, if we get some shots on goal, maybe we can score. I mean, they've only had 2.
Yeah, that's right.
A rebound and a goal.
Our percentage is
It's
tremendous.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little fancy footwork there.
Uh-oh. Double uh-oh. Ooh.
Geez, someone get that out of there. There you go, Nick. Straight through. Good job.
Hugh's ears are ringing right now.
Yeah.
We did learn at halftime that Hugh is very sick, apparently.
Hey, sick as well.
Not just missing for work reasons.
He skipped work, he said.
Wow.
Now, the real question is, why wouldn't he have skipped work to come to the game?
Excellent.
I mean, why did you have to
right.
be sick? Yeah.
Right, like we do.
Right, exactly.
I guess it's a matter of dedication.
Yep. Well, he's not a rock.
No. He likes rock music.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could answer that question. If you were stuck on an island with one album.
It's an easy question for me, actually.
Oh, it is?
It is. There's 2 possibilities depending on my mood when I'm stuck on that island.
Uh-huh.
It would either be Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen, the album,
Yep.
or Tunnel of Love by Bruce Springsteen.
So you're a Bruce Springsteen guy. I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Enormous Bruce Springsteen.
I think Kim likes Bruce Springsteen.
Well, forget it then. I'm out.
Yeah. You guys always had a lot in common. All those years coaching together, rubbing off on each other.
Yeah.
However many years that was. Probably, 4, 5,
Felt like it.
10.
I still have bruises from
From
playing-
being
with
the
Isaac-
dummy.
with
Yeah.
Isaac, yeah. Nobody else. Although Brian Berthium.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Brian Berthium with the elbows must have got you.
I knew enough to stay away from the elbows from him.
Oh, they were flying everywhere.
Isaac, I took the challenge and tried against him for the most part.
Yeah, because you couldn't let him do it. Thank God he's not playing anymore, huh?
Yeah.
Or they don't let us coach either. They've got more qualified people.
And ones that they don't need the defibrillator for.
Right, yeah. Oh, here comes Exeter again. Building a pretty good attack.
Oh.
Another corner. Nope, throwing.
Yeah. The wind is kicking up.
The wind is whipping.
In my headset, anyway.
Oh, that's not comfortable.
At least it's not 40 degrees out.
Yeah. Good pressure by Josh. That's, it's a lot different when Josh is running around up there than Isaac is.
I'll bet Isaac sees it the same way.
Oh,
bet
no.
he thinks he's.
He probably thinks he's running just as
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good step by Caleb. Just overran it a little.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what you can't do against this team, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They're so well spaced out. You can't get away with those passes to no one and hope someone's going to get it, because it seems like the only ones that do is Exeter. Oh, we have some subs coming back in.
So we're below the halfway point of the second half.
Isaac coming in for Nick. Renault back in for Jackson.
Saw Tiago come in, right?
Yep, Tiago came back in. I don't know who. Oh, Foytho maybe? Foytho came off? Nope, Foytho's still in. I don't know who the third person was.
Where do you see Foyth, though? I don't.
He was on the throw-in. He was up there. Yeah, right there.
Oh, in the middle
Yep.
of the field, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
On the throw, and he
Yep.
was on the other
Yep.
side.
Yep.
Oh, look at 10. Someone's going to mark 10.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What's the whistle? Penalty kick?
What was the call?
Maybe
I
Miles.
think they're calling Miles on it.
Yeah. I think Hugh mentioned that the other day,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yep. And I said it's got to be pretty bad for them to call it.
Didn't seem that bad to me.
No. That seems like that's an unfortunate call right there with the team trying to scrap their way back in. Although you did say Miles in practice stopped like 5 or 6, didn't you?
But he was doing that against our guys.
That probably helps.
Including the self-proclaimed best penalty kick taker in the state, Isaac.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's go see if Miles can guess right. No, he did guess right, but he wasn't going to get it. Now that's a. I don't think Coach Lovren's going to love that call.
No.
Well, 4-1 now. That's a different game for sure.
Yep. So you're saying we should just shut down and head home?
Well, you know they won't, but
they won't.
We could.
But should
if we wanted to beat traffic. I don't think I have to remind you of some games where there were 3-goal deficits that people came back.
No, I do. You do have to remind me. That doesn't sound at all familiar.
Well, in 2016.
Oh, really? That explains it.
Don't forget West, right? You do them one at a time. You know, you find one goal at a time.
And then momentum can swing.
Look at that. That's going to be trouble. Good job by Josh.
I remember BD doing that well.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh yeah, he was a pest.
Yeah.
Like he would come in. He was one of those subs that would just come in and just work really hard and be a pest.
And an enormous one too, just long and all arms and legs. Should have been a volleyball player.
He was.
I'm kidding.
Pretty good volleyball player too.
What's going on now?
Well, if he's going to do a makeup call, I'd rather it be in the box.
Yeah. I'd rather it have been in the box against BG.
Oh, yeah. That was...
That.
Well, I guess that's what we were complaining about there, right? You know, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Don't just call it somewhere else. And he thought he saw one, and he called it. He can still play that thing. Good job. Slide tackle. It's very skilled. What was the injury in the BG game? Did he end up just twisting something?
Oh boy, no. He got a Charlie horse.
Okay.
A really solid shot right in the upper leg, and it did take a long time to work out, and it was really sore after the game. But it loosened up over the last
better
couple
than
days.
what I mean. I thought it was a knee at first when he was doing it, and you certainly don't want a knee. Charlie horse will go away eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin putting good pressure on. That nifty little back pass that Hugh, not a big fan of. We need this guy that's on this side to go do the other side. And maybe when we're down there. He was probably on this side the last half, but we never got the ball inside the 20, so.
Good point.
We didn't have the advantage. Lily's thinking whether she's going to jump off the side.
Let me know how she decides.
I'd miss Lily.
Me too.
Yeah, she's the daughter I never had.
There's still time.
My dog would miss her a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She spent many a soccer game playing with Rex.
No, that was a
that's unfortunate. No, I think they just called it out, but we had a sub coming in.
Oh, I thought it was. calling it
And
on the
Isaac
ground.
was actually uncovered, but
Yeah.
maybe they thought a sub was coming in, so that's
Yeah.
why they weren't covering him. I don't know. We'll see whether they make it a throw in.
No,
or
you're right. You're right. It's
penalty.
definitely a throw.
Oh, Isaac's not wide open now.
He's always wide open in his mind. This field seems a little bit thinner than
I think it's thinner than
Stellos.
Stellos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for sure. Oh, just didn't get a touch on it. I think he was looking. Well, I just got a voicemail from the father of the goalie for field hockey, so I'm assuming that means they must have won. He never calls me when they lose.
Have you heard anything, Will?
Oh, and I think Exeter just scored in the JV game.
I think we could see games from towns all around from up where we are.
Yeah, we are way up
We
here.
could probably see some Portsmouth games.
I don't think Nick Martin was excited about that call. That's a pretty good ball. Looks like the JV game just finished.
I heard that.
They must have started early.
Yeah, we still have 12 and a half.
I wonder if they play a different amount of minutes. Maybe that's it. I don't remember from when we were down there.
I don't either. Oh, that's right. I was never down there.
You were never down there. That's the issue. I spent some quality time in the JV fields.
Oh, goalie change.
Goalie change.
Yes.
Because they pulled him because he's letting in 50% of his shots on goal.
They wanted the other guy to get warmed up for the last 40 minutes.
Well, 10 minutes left. You never know, though. That BG game, remember how crazy that got at the end?
Absolutely.
In a game where you didn't think anyone was going to score.
Right. Oh.
Bartolucci pushing out, playing a little on offense, it looks like.
I think our guys are smelling blood with the goalie change.
Yeah, they like that, huh?
I think 31 in particular is going to.
Yeah, they're going to call that.
Isaac soft shoeing it out of the way of the incoming ball like a 1940s dancer.
He's got those skills.
Oh, here we go. Something entertaining is about to happen.
I still haven't seen the school dance, actually, the senior school dance
No,
that they
me
just
neither.
had. I think it's on, it's probably on GTV now. Kim saw it live and she taped it, but I wanted to see it on the big screen, not on her phone.
Well, Miles did not participate this year
He
for the
didn't?
first time. Right.
Huh. Isaac did. That's,
Well, they couldn't have it without Isaac.
Right. It's kind of his thing.
He's going to continue doing it even when he's 40 years
Well, he
old.
might still be in high school. You don't know. It's a throw in or a corner? He looked like he pointed corner, but it looked like a throw in to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a throw. Guess so.
Yeah. No, he's pointing.
Nobody seems too eager to take it. No, he's calling. Or just down by the.
Yeah. I think he's telling him to throw it down there.
Yeah.
It was definitely on this side of the cone,
okay.
but.
Oh boy.
Baseline.
That's what happens sometimes when you go baseline. You hit the side of the backboard.
That's right. They probably call it an end line or something different, right? Most likely. We just call it baseline. I mean, that's the pretty basic basketball concept, right? Don't give up the baseline.
Absolutely.
We've yelled that at the boys a few times.
Like, don't kick it in the middle.
Right.
It's the equivalent.
That was a nice
call by the referee.
I have no idea what he was calling, especially when we had the ball. Oh, they're calling out Isaac.
Here we go.
Wow, they actually put it right on him, too.
Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, good.
Only if you touch it. Oh, and then he takes his own player out. Isaac has no idea where that one is.
He does now. Yes.
Oh!
What? It's still
That's
in
still
play.
alive. Go get it.
Why is nobody? Did it hit the goal? Oh, it hit the football goalpost?
Oh, maybe.
It's right over the soccer goalpost.
He touched it. Didn't the goalie touch it, though? It looked like the goalie hit it with his hand.
Yeah.
And they're calling a goal kick? How can that be?
Guess he didn't.
Guess we'll have to watch that one for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what Hugh would have said? If you lean over that thing,
That's right. Lean forward.
if you lean forward a little bit.
Maybe he's right.
I'm sure he is right. Yeah. I don't think we question Hugh's soccer acumen.
No, I don't.
I certainly don't. Go get it, Isaac. That was a different approach to that ball than I thought he was going to take for a minute.
The steamroller approach?
Yeah. Well, it's way easier than running all the way around him.
Wow.
This guy likes his whistle.
Seems to have just found it.
Yeah. Uh-oh. This is a little bit of a soccer hotbed down in this area, too. You know, they've got Seacoast United down here, and so I think they get a lot of people. I mean, we talked about how many people showed up for the Portsmouth tryouts, and you know, and how many teams that they have of soccer down here. And we barely have enough to field 2 teams. Looks like coach is getting in some of his subs. The Exeter coach. Little he hasn't seen our 5-minute second half pressure, though.
We got him just where we want them.
Yep. Yep. Well, I think this is certainly going to make that Merrimack game a bigger game than any of us really wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So we'll have to check some other scores to see where we.
I think most games are tomorrow.
I hope we're not driving back up to Hanover again. You know, that Lebanon drive, that was one of the things we were excited about. Oh, we're moving to D1.
Yeah.
No more. And then you forget that Hanover's right there. Because in basketball, they were D2 with us.
Right. Yeah.
And so they were always, you know, we still had to go up there for basketball. We had to go up there twice for basketball. And, you know, for Lebanon and Hanover. And we thought we got rid of them. It's a dangerous spot for a free kick here. Isaac's chatting with the other players. It seems like, you know, in other games we kind of just try to kick the ball out of there and they went somewhere. Today we're not getting a lot of luck.
Yeah. I think Exeter spacing impacts that.
Oh, I think so, for sure. Oh, smart play. Oh, there you go. Now get out of there, Nick. Go middle, Nick. That was actually not a bad idea.
Yep.
Just didn't quite get it through, but we better get back now. Oh, Trev, watch out. Yep. Wow. I did not think that was the way that call was going to go.
Bit of a mercy call there.
Yeah. Or he just doesn't know what he's calling.
Don't forget, the refs watch these games.
I know, that
more
was the scariest thing ever. Made you rethink. Remember the first year how we would never really say anything was a bad call.
Oh,
we had
for
like
sure.
code words, and
For
we were
sure.
all worried that they weren't going to let us do it anymore.
Right.
But at this point, what the hell are they going to do? They're going to stop us, We have like, a couple of games left. That's it.
Plus, we're the biggest draw, obviously, on this
Yeah,
station.
I think so. Oh, watch the push.
Wow.
Go get it, Cole.
Got
Trev's limping a little.
just over 4 minutes on our clock.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Don't call that. Not in the middle.
No, exactly. Never heard those words.
Gulp.
Someone ought to help Tiago. There were like 3 blues.
Looks like the opposing football team has shown up for the next game after this.
Yeah, the reschedule, so I'm sure there's football fans everywhere wondering why they're playing this soccer game out in this field.
I think Goffstown fans are wondering the same thing. Oh, boy.
Well, Exeter has pretty good football teams, too, so it's pretty big down here.
Very dark in that part of the field now.
That is.
On my camera, at least.
I'll tell you what's interesting is going to be tomorrow when they have senior night and the game starts at. Oh, there it is. Come on. Oh. Senior night tomorrow. Game starts at 4 o'clock. And the general length of our games is pretty long.
That one with Merrimack just feels like an overtime
Yeah.
game.
I think it was last year, too, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That was overtime last year.
Yep.
And I think they're a team very much like us.
Yeah. Don't let them hear us say that.
Think they'd be offended?
We'll never be allowed in Merrimack.
All right, let's not give up another one. Good job, Trev. Oof, that's great work by Trevor.
Wonder if Trevor would have been a college soccer player if he had not been injured
I think
last
he
year.
would have been. I mean, when you saw him as a
Sophomore.
Yeah. He had a tremendous
He
season.
did.
And then just wasn't quite the same after the injury. But, I mean, he was a bulldog back there playing against some very talented teams. You know, there were some good soccer players. And he was a rock back there.
What?
That's the ball game.
Wow, that was quick.
That seemed like a quick one. So it looks like a 4-1 loss, and it really makes the Merrimack game that much more interesting for us. I think we've secured a playoff spot, but it'd be great if you weren't in those bottom two spots in the playoffs. But it is what it is, and we knew this was going to be a tough game. That's kind of why that BG game hurt a little bit. You would have liked to get some points out of there. So what are your final words from your first time actually? We could hear you talk every once in a while when you're telling us some info, but this is the first time that you had the whole game.
I enjoyed it greatly. I wish it was a better game, but that's not my fault.
It might be. You could be the bad luck.
I'm going to just assume it wasn't my fault.
Well, this is Joe Borges and Jared Green signing off from Exeter, and we will see you at senior night tomorrow.
In less than 24 hours.
At less than 24 hours, yep.